Hi everyone. Our last book this week is a follow-on to one of the stories I read a couple of weeks ago to you, and it is The Gruffalo's Child. I promised the children in school that I'd be reading this to you. So, The Gruffalo's Child. Can anybody remember who it was written by? Who was The Gruffalo written by? Who was the author? That's right, it was Julia Donaldson, and the person that draws the pictures for Julia Donaldson is a man called Alex Scheffler. So let's have a look at the Gruffalo's Child. The Gruffalo said that no Gruffalo should ever set foot in the deep dark wood. Why not? Why not? Because if you do, the big bad mouse will be after you. I met him once, said the Gruffalo. I met him a long, long time ago. What does he look like? Tell us, Dad. Is he terribly big and terribly bad? So here we go. Here's the Gruffalo and his child. Fit it all in the picture. Telling him all about the big bad mouse. I can't quite remember, the Gruffalo said. Then he thought for a minute and scratched his head. The big bad mouse is terribly strong, and his scaly tail is terribly long. His eyes are like pools of terrible fire, and his terrible whiskers are tougher than wire. Show you the top bit first. That's not Mouse's tail, is it? Got a bit mixed up. One snowy night, when the Gruffalo snored, the Gruffalo's child was feeling bored. Oh, what's he doing? The Gruffalo's child was feeling brave, so she tiptoed out of the Gruffalo cave. The snow fell fast and the wind blew wild. Into the wood went the Gruffalo's child. So off she's going into the snowy, deep, dark wood. Aha! Oh-ho! A trail in the snow. Whose is this trail and where does it go? A tail poked out of a log pile house. Could this be the tail of the big bad mouse? Can you see the tail? Is that the mouse? No. Out slid the creature. His eyes were small, and he didn't have whiskers, no, none at all. You're not the mouse. Not I, said the snake. He's down by the lake, eating Gruffalo cake. The snow fell fast, and the wind blew wild. I'm not scared, said the Gruffalo's child. Aha! Oh! Marks in the snow. Whose are these claw marks? Where do they go? Two eyes gleamed out of a treetop house. Could these be the eyes of the big bad mouse? What do you think? Who do you think it is? Is that the big bad mouse? No. Down flew the creature. His tail was short, and he didn't have whiskers of any sort. You're not the mouse. Twit-twoo, not I. Because he's somewhere nearby eating Gruffalo pie. The snow fell fast and the wind blew wild. I'm not scared, said the Gruffalo child. Off he goes back through the woods. Aha! Oh-ho! Track in the snow. Whose is this track and where does it go? Whiskers at last, an underground house. Could this be the home of the big bad mouse? Do you think? Who's in there? Is that the mouse? Shout out, who is it? Shall we see? Out slunk the creature. His eyes weren't fiery, his tail wasn't scaly, and his whiskers weren't wiry. You're not the mouse. Oh no, not me. He's under a tree drinking Gruffalo tea. It's all a trick, said the Gruffalo's child, as she sat on a stump where the snow lay piled. You were right, it was Fox, not the mouse. So she's thinking it's all a big trick. I don't believe in the big bad mouse. But here comes a little one out of his house. Not big, not bad, but a mouse at least. You'll taste good as a midnight feast. I like the snowman. Little Gruffalo snowman. Do you think the mouse is about to get eaten? Should we find out? Wait, said the mouse, before you eat. There's a friend of mine you ought to meet. If you let me hop onto a hazel twig, I'll beckon my friend so bad and big. The Gruffalo's child unclenched her fist. The big bad mouse. So he does exist. The mouse hopped into the hazel tree. He beckoned, then said, just wait and see. Out came the moon. It was bright and round. A terrible shadow fell onto the ground. You see the shadow? And there's Mouse up in the tree, look. Casting that big shadow. Ah, look at the Gruffalo's face. Who is this creature so big and bad and strong? His tail and his whiskers are terribly long. His ears are enormous, and over his shoulder he carries a nut as big as a boulder. A trick. The big bad mouse, yelled the Gruffalo's child. The mouse jumped down from the twig and smiled. He's tricked him. Aha! Oh, prints in the snow. Whose are these footprints? Where do they go? And this time it was Mouse saying that, not the Gruffalo's child. You're going to follow them. The footprints led to the Gruffalo's cave, where the Gruffalo's child was a bit less brave. The Gruffalo's child was a bit less bored. Look, Gruffalo's still asleep, look. The Gruffalo's child was a bit less bored, and the Gruffalo snored and snored and snored. Ah, safe at home, not scared anymore. Did you see the mouse in that picture? He sat there right outside the Gruffalo cave, munching on his nut. I love the Gruffalo stories. I hope you enjoyed it too. Have a fantastic weekend, everyone, because it's now Friday. So we'll see you next week for some more story times. Have a good one. Bye.